Good morning, everybody. This is Alba Colon coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, at my office. It is Saturday morning, March 10th. Today is the third day of the gratitude Facebook Live Challenge. I am super excited today. We're going to have special guest star Kim Murgatroyd to come on board any minute. Before I do that, I want to talk to you about my keto life. How's that been going? My keto life is amazing, and I am having so much energy, so much fun with it. Yesterday, I went out and took a walk for 3 miles, and after walking for 3 miles, later I got to meet my dad, and we went out to watch. We went to McDonald's, and I had over 100 carbs. Woohoo! But you know what? I did not gain an extra pound. I went to check my scale this morning just to check it, and sure enough, I didn't. So the ketogenic lifestyle does work. So with that being said, I'm going to have Kimberly come on board. Let me see how I could do this. She's watching. And here we go. Give me a second here. Board, Darlene. It's good to have you this morning. Misha, it's good to have you.
Hey,
Kimberly! Oh my
I'm
gosh.
here. It's like you feel like you need to celebrate every time you do this right.
I know. I know. So yeah, every single day I'm learning something new. So hopefully after, I don't know what it is. I know you have more experience on this, but after the filming and when I do watch it, my screen tends to shake like this,
Oh, really?
and it cuts in between. So I don't know if it's my phone. I don't know. So um, yesterday I got to interview Lyra Marte. You might know her through Summer Greatness, and her screen was beautiful. Mine was doing the
Huh, I don't know.
yeah. So I'll find out, I'm sure. But Kimberly, if anything, I am super, super, super like excited to have you on board. For a minute there, um, well, let me say why. Because I I want to say I now kind of know you for especially Facebook. We met a few times, but it's been now 2 years.
Yeah.
And in those 2 years, gratitude is always like the top three of your list.
Yes.
Top three.
Absolutely.
Yes, top three. So, gang, for those who are watching and will watch this recorded live, let me introduce you to the beautiful Greek goddess. Greek goddess Kimberly Murgatroyd. She is a lifestyle entrepreneur, and she's more than that. Her husband, Robert Murgatroyd, who just came out this week with a great podcast. Watch it, listen to it on iTunes, and it's Work Hard, Play Hard. And I want to promote him just here for a minute because what I love about Robert, I follow you guys on your live videos. So the podcast is new, but he's not new on Facebook Live. And one of the things I like about him is his voice is very soothing.
Yeah, everyone says that. Everybody talks about his voice. He's got a voice for radio.
Yes, relaxing. And when he delivers his message and information content, it's very informative.
Yeah,
And so you do not get lost in the information. So he guides you really well. So
he is.
watch him after this, guys. There's a lot of nuggets he offer and good stuff he shared. One of the things I take away from him is the morning pages. I've been
Yes.
doing that for 2 years now.
Yes, morning
So keep
pages
taking.
is a huge part of his life. He has an entire morning routine, and I know he's done Facebook Live on it before, but I know it's also going to be a part of his podcast as well because it is such a big part of his life. It's what keeps him not stressed. It's what keeps him on task and focused. And, there's a lot of things that are involved, but morning pages is definitely a huge part of it.
And so what I've taken away from you guys is the morning pages and the gratitude
Hmm.
journal to do that every morning.
Yes.
So Kimberly, before we start off talking about gratitude, your experience, the benefits you reap from it, how it has blessed you in your life, tell me about who you are, what is it you do, and then we'll start from there.
Okay. Well, so like you said, I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur. I have a background in exercise science, and I have moved into I actually the world of network marketing, which I have fallen in love with. My husband, as you mentioned, just launched his podcast, Work Hard, Play Hard. We also have had a lifestyle brand for over a decade called Jet Set Life, and that's actually where we started. We had a podcast previously with that. But it was, I guess, over the last couple of years, I've always been a very grateful person. Um, and it's always been important in my life, but there wasn't intention set around it. So a few
Mm.
years ago, I made a decision to make it a part of my daily life, and to not only say what I'm grateful for for example, like you said, in the morning, but I do it periodically throughout the day, and I also use it to pull myself out of a funk too. And now
Mm.
I've also begun to impart this onto my 3-year-old. And so she now practices gratitude as well. So it's become a family affair, if anything. And part of Rob's morning routine is the morning pages, also meditation and gratitude. So this has definitely become something more intentional in our life. And now it's just a part of who we are.
Mm, I like that. And I want to, and I'm glad you brought that up about Sophia. She
Yeah.
is the star of the Murgatroyd family,
She sure
right?
is. She will knock you down to get that camera. She is the star. She is the unintentional star of the Murgatroyd family.
Yes, yes, she is. And I love how you have her part of your daily lives in your business, your friendships. You guys literally travel all around the world. You guys went to Greece last year, Australia. I
Uh,
mean, I've seen these pictures. People follow this lady. This lady is not. She is. They are a lifestyle entrepreneur. Um, how? What's your experience with your 3-year-old of expressing gratitude? What have you observed? What have you learned? Because I know from having a child, there's so many firsts, especially at 3 years old. So what are you seeing her through her eyes with gratitude?
yeah. So we started when she was probably close to 2.5. And now she's about 3.5. So we started at night before we went to bed. I really wanted to make sure that gratitude was a part of who she was. That was important to me because there's a lot of kids living in entitlement right now in this world. And there's a
Yes.
lot of parents overprotecting and these kids grow up and feel like they're entitled to everything that they don't necessarily have to work for. And I don't really love that vibe, and I wanted something different for her. So we started asking her every night before she went to bed what she's grateful for. And, when you're talking to a 2.5-year-old about what they're grateful for, they don't know what that means. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
say, what are you happy for at first? What gratitude
Oh.
is, what makes you happy? What are you happy for? And so she started to say, oh, my princess castle and you, mommy. And I said, great. I said, so being happy is like when you're happy for something, you can be grateful for it. And so we started to slowly teach her what grateful meant. And then I'll never forget that one day we were walking to school. She goes to a little Montessori school 2 blocks away. And we were walking to school and she said, Mommy, can you stop? And I was strollering her and I said, sure, baby. I squatted down. I said, what's going on? And she said, Mommy, I want you to know I'm grateful for my heart. And that moment was the first moment that I realized that not only am I asking her at night, because at night you never know what you're going to get. It's like whoever's in front of her, she's grateful for that person. She's grateful for Minnie Mouse, like random things will come out. But that moment, she started it. She brought it forward. It was on her mind and on her heart. And, I'm not going to lie and say I didn't like want to cry because that was like, oh my gosh, she gets it. And she was like, I'm grateful for my heart. And I was like, well, I'm grateful for your heart too, you know? And now she will use it in a way that lights other people up. You know, gratitude, when you don't share gratitude, it's like they always say, it's like a gift you don't give. Um, and
Oh.
so it's a part of my gratitude practice is to not just say what I'm grateful for in my life, but it's also to let 3 people every day know what I'm grateful for about them. And so I may send a handwritten card, I may send a text, I may send a voice text, I may call someone, but I really shoot to let 3 people every single day know that I'm grateful for them. And so now Sophia will, I haven't shared that with her, but she's doing it naturally. So she'll go to school and she'll tell one of her teachers, I'm really grateful for to have you. I'm really grateful you did my hair today. I'm really grateful that you helped me with handwriting, because she likes to do handwriting. So she shares her gratitude. If someone brings her in a restaurant, she'll tell a waiter that brings her something special, I'm so grateful for you. And so I see how she's using it and sharing it. And there's no downside to sharing gratitude, right? And I feel like if she starts this young, it's already a part of who she is. And that's
Yeah.
only going to develop more. And she's not going to, it's not going to be a thought. She's not going to have to be intentional about it. She is going to just practice it. And every night before we go to bed, if we forget, she says, Mom, you're so silly. You forgot to do gratitude. You forgot to, you forgot to do gratitude. And, you know, she's like, oh, you silly goose. You know, and so it's important to her, and she does it with babysitters that come over, grandparents, anybody. She will, it is a routine. She practices gratitude before bed. Yeah.
So it went from something that you taught,
Mm-hmm.
practice,
Mm-hmm.
to now becoming part of,
Yeah.
embody.
Yes.
She has embodied gratitude.
100%.
Wow. And she's only 3 years old. If she's only 3 right now, I can only imagine what it'll look like when she's 5, 9,
Yeah.
especially for a little girl when they go through those hormonal changes, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Wow, that's beautiful. She got a great head start, because there are people our age or adults haven't started yet,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they have and they're not taking it, doing intentional. The more I'm talking to people about this, people are different places with gratitude. And the
Yeah.
more I'm interviewing every single day someone for this is the third day, I'm learning something new
Yeah.
about gratitude. Like, oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. I've been
Yeah.
doing this for over 5 years, and that's the one thing I never heard of. That is a gift that we don't give
Yeah.
enough.
And it's gratitude. People are like, they misread it and they think, oh, well, I'm grateful for all the things that I have. Great. That's good too. You know, you definitely should be grateful for the things, grateful for your health, grateful for the people, but you also can be grateful for things in other people. And I think that's where the expression of that really will take your life to the next level. You know,
Mm.
I start every day, I have a power hour that I do for my business. And the first part of my power hour is letting 3 people know that I'm grateful for them in one way or another. And by the way, the hardest part of gratitude and the most powerful part of gratitude is letting those people that give you a hard time in your life, you know, those the people you love, but they give you the hardest time, it's expressing it to them. And that is where you will find true power in gratitude, is when you can find the thing and that person that is really tough on you, what you're grateful for about them, and share it with them with no strings attached. Gratitude is not a horse trading thing. Gratitude isn't like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you shouldn't expect anything back with it. But it is definitely a part that when you feel it, it's the best way for me to start my day. It puts my headspace right. And I'll tell you too, when I have I have crappy days too, right? I have
Mm-hmm.
days where I'm super stressed, where I'm overwhelmed, where like I just feel like I can't get my head straight. And when that happens, I take my gratitude practice to another level. And I do Tony Robbins' priming process. And you can just
Mm-hmm.
Google it. It's 14 minutes and it's a guided process that Tony walks you through a breathing practice, and then walks you through gratitude and walks you through what problems you're having in your life. It's like a meditation, but it's 14 minutes. And that is the thing that whenever I'm struggling, that's what I go back to, because that's where, honestly, the intention around gratitude began, was with a Tony Robbins event that I went to over a decade ago. He talks about that, and he walks you through that priming process in his events. So that has been a tool for me. And I think all of this is about having tools in your toolbox that you can use to pull yourself out of the slump. Like Tony talks about now, you can't be in a negative state. You can't be angry and upset and overwhelmed and all these negative emotions and grateful at the same time. They can't occupy the same space. So if you find yourself, depressed or sad or angry or whatever, do the priming process. Because you flood your body with gratitude and love, you can't feel those negative emotions. And so it's about having tools in your toolbox. And that's the thing with Sophia and raising kids. Parents will often say to their kids, you're not grateful for anything. Well, are you as the parent being the role model of gratitude? So, check in with yourself and see you're their role model. You're the one that's showing the way. You're the tour guide through this life. So maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but check in with yourself first. Are you being that role model of gratitude? And if you practice it, it will imprint on your children, and your children will have tools in their toolbox to learn how to deal with different situations.
I totally agree with that. And this is how this 21-day Facebook challenge has started, because my family as a whole was in some weird funk. And I know I keep a gratitude journal, but there was a funk in my family. So I was like, I went to the dollar store and I bought these $1 little, I think they're $1 or $2 notebooks. Bought one for everyone in the family, and I told everyone, we're going to write a gratitude journal, 5 things. And now we sit down, and I'm sorry, my contacts are trying to roll off here. So we sit down. We try to sit down all together. I don't want to say try. I don't like that word try. We will sit down together as a family, and if 1 or 2 is missing, we will still meet every day, as many as possible together, and share what we're grateful for, why we're grateful for, and how does that affirm us. And my 12-year-old, oh my gosh, like I can only imagine how you felt with your daughter about the heart. My son, for the first time, I've seen my son see an awareness of his self-worth.
Yep.
And it was scaring me because he's 12 and these kids go through so much at school, and he's been acting, I know he's going through stuff, but I didn't know how to connect with him.
Yeah.
And through this gratitude exercises that we're doing as a family, I notice it's bringing an awareness about him and a confidence that right now we're doing the candy sale fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking risk. He's being courageous. He's being bold to go out there and sell his candy. Like he believes in himself. Mm-hmm. He knows we're supporting him. He is confident. And I'm so super proud of it. And it's because of this gratitude journal experience that we're doing as a family.
That's fantastic. That's life-changing, Alba. That really is. That will change his life, because it does give you confidence. Like Sophia, Sophia, one time I asked her what she was grateful for. She said, I'm grateful for Sophia. Like speaks about herself in third person. And at first I was like, okay. And then I was like, you know what? Keep being grateful for Sophia, because that self-love is the first, it's the most important. You have to love yourself. It's more important, I would argue, than someone else loving you. Because if you don't love yourself, then you're not going to open up to share, to truly receive the love from other people, because you won't feel worthy of that love or whatever. So I say rock on with Sophia loving herself, and your son for sure. It is so important for them to feel, again, those emotions of fear and anxiety. Like So in another way you can use gratitude in instances like this is when you're nervous about something, you can, if he's nervous about, let's say, selling candy or going to someone's house and asking for a sale, he can close his eyes and tell the universe, God, whatever you believe in, I am so grateful for these people that are purchasing this candy from me each and every day to go towards the school or whatever it is. And having that, it's almost like manifesting success through
Oh,
gratitude.
wow.
Yeah. So there's, I mean, and that's what I do often in my business. You know, I really come from a place before I speak to someone, I try to imagine how what I'm about to talk to them about, if they are to, you know, join us in our tribe, how that's going to impact their life, how it's going to impact their health, how it's going to impact the choices that they're going to make, how it's going to impact their family in a positive way. I really just try to flood myself with gratitude for the ability to bless somebody else's life. And I come from
Mm.
it in that way. And that's what I think, especially in the world of network marketing, that gets so gets people a little like that icky feeling is when people feel like they're like, I need to get this person, or I need to, you know, you're trying to get a sale versus trying to bless somebody's life. And blessing someone's life is another version of gratitude. So I use gratitude in manifestation. I use it in so many, I use it in the morning when before I get out of bed, I say 3 things I'm grateful for. I use it in my morning practice with meditation. I use it at night with my daughter. But I also use it in everyday life. Whenever I work out, I end my workout, you know, in prayer, and I tell my body I'm grateful for it allowing me to do this, allowing me to go through these movements, allowing me to challenge it. I really try to, I use it in manifestation. Like I said, in my affirmations, I, I tell the universe I'm grateful for the gifts that I haven't yet received. And I see it as done. I see it as received. So, you know, there's a lot of things that you can use gratitude in, and it shifts the energy from a nervous, what am I going to do? I don't know what they're going to think, to a positive, grateful, blessing, intentional energy.
Wow. You know, my takeaway of having this conversation with you is, and I wanted to be clear because there's like 4 people watching here, and more people will come on board and watch this, and I hope that other people will catch this, is how gratitude is an unselfish act.
Yes.
Because I'm walking away with this, my takeaway on this is when I did gratitude, I'll do gratitude intentional, and I would do it for me, for me, to feel myself, to clear up the space, to start my day fresh, to look at the world in a positive way. But now I can see that the blessings that is given to me, you know, the universe, my source, when it gives it to me, I can take that same blessing and share it with others.
Absolutely.
And I do share it with others, being kind, being loving, but this takeaways is all about being intentional behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't confuse too, when you do your own gratitude, you become your best self, which means you're giving your best self to the world. So it's not a
Mm.
selfish act. You are actually, when you're going through you're walking through the world, you're going through your day, and you started your day with gratitude, and you're in a place of peace and gratitude. Your every interaction you have is going to be better. You're going to naturally bless somebody else's life when you
Mm.
have a smile on your face and you're coming from a place of gratitude than if you're stressed out and upset and you don't even realize you just yelled at the cashier. You know, like that in itself shifts everything as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's why the intention part, like you have to be intentional. It's learning anything new, right? So your 21-day challenge with gratitude, it's laying down the tracks, and it's learning how to push gratitude into your life and when to put it into your life consistently. And it's an action that you have to think about doing and be intentional about. and then eventually it will just become part of who you are. And,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can use it in so many different ways. In
Mm-hmm.
business, in life, in love, in just sharing. And like you said, like,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest thing for me, I think that made the difference was sharing the gratitude consistently, intentionally with 3 people a day. And, a handwritten note goes a long way in this day and
It
age.
does. It does.
Voice text, I mean, it can be anything. It depends on the day, and I vary it up. So I think that is probably one of the biggest gifts that you can give somebody else is a no strings attached, grateful, note that they can receive and start their day with.
I can only imagine, like, that's going to be my new power hour thing
Mm-hmm.
from this day forward, because I can only imagine to send someone a message, especially nowadays, you could use Facebook
Mm-hmm.
Messenger and you could videotape, you could
Yep.
Snapchat. There's so many ways, and say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm grateful for you because such and such and such.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I that's all I want to do is tell you that. Have a.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the other end be like, oh my gosh, I needed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yep.
So, oh my goodness. Well, we almost been online here for half an hour,
Oh,
and I
wow.
know you got out, but it went so
It
fast.
went so
There's so,
fast.
it went so much information. But as you were speaking, I was writing my own notes, and I'm going back to take more notes. Um, but my two takeaway is sharing the blessing of gratitude with others,
Yes.
because this is the whole point of doing the 21-day gratitude Facebook Live challenge, and that is to bring awareness of what gratitude is. Not enough people are talking about it, and so that's why um, I'm wanting to do this challenge. However, another way for all of us is to share the blessing of gratitude with others. So I'm taking that away. And my other thing, and I'm taking away, is being intentional. So I always been intentional. The next level for me is being aware of my intentions. So
Yeah.
that brought a light to me. So I appreciate that. Um, so there's one more thing. There's two things I'm going to ask you, and I've been ending my Facebook Live with this. One, I want to know, what are you grateful for today? Specifically, why,
Yep.
and what does that affirm about you? And then after that, I'm going to ask you to do one more thing after that.
Okay. Well, what I am grateful for today is you, Elba, because, no, truly, because, I talk a lot about gratitude, um, but to have someone reach out to me to actually do a Facebook Live on gratitude, um, affirms that I'm doing it and I'm on the right path, and you see it. So there's one thing when you're doing something and your goal is to inspire somebody, and it's a whole nother level when you realize that you have. And so thank you for giving me that gift. And that's it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. You're welcome. And another thing is, I know you're in the network business, so please promote your website, your products and services. When we are complete, do post a website for people to have access to your
Sure.
information. I'm known in my Facebook page to do a ketogenic lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I know what your product's behind. And
Yeah.
so if you can tell them how this can support them in
Yeah.
their lifestyle, I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, so I do all natural wellness and supplementation, from shakes and amazing vitamins. We have the world's best cellular detox, and so many other things. I work with probably the best company in the world. I knew I was in the right place, Elba, with this company when I walked into the corporate headquarters, and their company values are contribution and gratitude, and they're listed up on the wall. And it's all about, and there's so many more, family and just everything that I believe in. So, I knew I was in the right company when I saw that, for sure. But You can reach me on my Facebook, or I will put my website. It's Kimberly Murgatroyd, but nobody knows how to spell Murgatroyd, so I'll drop it in the comments. And also, check out my husband's podcast. It's amazing. Work hard, play hard. It's all about finding the balance of success and fulfillment in life. And he has some amazing interviews right now. He's actually doing a contest right now. Anyone that leaves a 5-star review and comment on iTunes, he is doing a daily drawing for a pair of in-ear Beats headphones. So you could do that, and you can check that out on iTunes.
Awesome. Thank you again, Kimberly, for coming on board, the Greek goddess, coming from actually from Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes, we're in Atlanta right now.
Where it's nice and warm, and
depends on the day. Depends on the day. Yesterday was freezing. Today it looks sunny, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So thank you again. This is Elba Colon coming to you from my office in Columbus, Ohio. I end this today with a kiss. Stay tuned tomorrow. You'll be glad to hear this. Tomorrow I will have Diana House on Gratitude tomorrow. We're going to confirm with that time, and we'll post that so that you guys be on the lookout for that. Okay? All right, again, this is Elba Colon one more time from Columbus, Ohio. Have a wonderful day.